Hi, my name is Teresa McDowell, and this is my Module 1 video, introduction video for EDL 853. My personal information includes that I have been a teacher now for 12 years. I currently reside in Smith Center, Kansas, but I teach in Franklin, Nebraska, which is a small rural school. Previously, I taught at Beloit, Kansas and Mankato, Kansas. The courses that I teach are Family Consumer Science courses for grades 8 through 12, and I also teach 9th grade computer apps. My education background includes my undergrad degree from Kansas State University, and then my transition to teach master's from Fort Hays and my building leadership certification from Fort Hays. My family is, I've been married for 36 years. I have 4 grown children and I have 2 grandchildren. My hobbies include reading. In the summer, I like to read about a book a day. During the school year, I like to read about 1 book per week. Another favorite activity that I like to do is spend time with my family. 3 of my grown children live in the Wichita area, different suburbs of Wichita, and my other son lives in Plano, Texas. I was blessed with 2 girls and 2 boys, so the best of both worlds. The critical reflection of our school facilities and the use of our content-based learning materials includes the very first stipulation that our administrator makes is that our lesson plans be complete for each and every day and each and every lesson, which that includes writing the objective, the learning activities, how we're going to modify and adapt this for our learners with special needs, and how we're going to assess it and the standard. So you can see from the very base plan that the school has a plan to help all learners succeed. We have regular 504 meeting plans and the IEP meetings. All teachers are required to attend these for all students, and so I go to every one of my students' meetings for these. We have about 300 students, K-12, so about 150 through in the junior senior high, and of those this year 20 have IEPs, and there's about another 25 that have 504 plans. So you can see we're busy going to meetings. We also go to MTSS meetings. Those are bi-weekly. I have one coming up Thursday. We also have the SIT team meetings that go on monthly. The resource room is another source of assistance for our learning community. We recently went through a paradigm shift, and instead of sending kids to the resource room or the resource room pulling kids out, our task is to offer the resource room, and then the kids are allowed to choose whether or not they go to the resource room if they need additional help other than what they can get in the classroom. Another good resource is our special education teachers. We have one for the elementary and one for the high school. They're both excellent, and they do both have very heavy caseloads. You can see we have a long list of other specialists: occupational therapists, the speech therapist, the physical therapist, a school psychologist, and a behavior consultant. Those are all hired by our district in addition to the special ed teachers and the paraprofessionals. In addition, we also have one more that I don't have listed, and that is a vision therapist. We have a student with low vision. So you can see our school invests a lot of our resources into meeting the needs of the students with special needs. And that's a priority to help these kids and all kids succeed and be successful. We also have counselors available. We have many students with social emotional difficulties. The critique of my own use. I have pictures of my own personal classroom here. You can see I use tables to promote social and emotional learning. You can see I have a alternative seating area in the back where I have a sofa and a chair. There's a little rug there too that you can't see, so a little homey area. On the other picture, you can see I have a nice bulletin board display with actual furnishings and not just paper paper or laminated items on there. Those are actual pictures and decorations that you could find in a home. So I try to make the room homey feeling so that they feel comfortable. We know that when their brains are calm and relaxed, they're more likely to learn and accept information. I consult regularly with a special education teacher. We've only started this school year, and I know I have a lower list of students with special needs in my classes this year. I believe I only have 6 with IEPs this year in my classes, so that's a lot lower. Last year I had 22, so that meant I was meeting with that special education teacher pretty much daily. We do have that behavior specialist, and I have consulted with her on occasion with students acting out because of their social and emotional difficulties. As I said earlier, I do go to all the IEP and the 504 plan meetings, and I implement the modifications and accommodations that those students are needing to be successful. Some of those different modifications and accommodations I make are extended time, guided notes, preferential seating, shortened assignments, those just a wide variety depending on what that student needs. Oral reading is a norm anymore. Many students are having trouble with reading, and so that's a norm, and very few students are allowed to even read by themselves because that's such a difficulty with a vast majority of students. I do have the flexible seating, as I already said. Another thing that I use is I have a bowl of fidget toys that I allow them to manipulate either while I'm direct teaching or if they're doing a project and they just need something tactile to hold and to fiddle with to keep them engaged in the activity. School improvement and current practices. My plan that I would propose would be to hire additional paraprofessionals. This in particular because we only have 3 high school paraprofessionals, and like I said, we have 20 that are identified, and that doesn't account for the 504s and then the other kids who just need a little extra help that would fall under the MTSS plans. 3 is not enough, and I have many of my students in my classrooms who are functioning without the assistance of a paraprofessional that they actually do need and is written on their IEP. I would also propose that we hire an additional special education teacher. They are swamped with their caseload and they do need assistance. So those would be the plans that I would suggest to enhance the student learning so they could get more individual attention that they so much need. The impact of funding, I did say that I teach in Franklin, Nebraska. That is in south central Nebraska. It is a farming community, very rural. They've been hard hit with the economy in the last few years, and their income has taken a big hit. Because of that, we have no extra funds to hire these extra staff. Also, because of that, we have a lower valuation because their profits have shrunk, and so we have had to have higher mills to try to maintain our budget. That is one impact. We have to be conscious of the stakeholders and what they need. Another impact would be if we did follow through with what I proposed, students would get their much needed assistance. They would get more one-on-one attention, and they would, I believe, be more successful. Also, a legality would be met. The IEPs would be followed to the letter, and the kids would get a paraprofessional with them at all times that where that is included on their IEP. In conclusion, we have a good school system. We're putting every effort into helping students succeed where we can, but we do still have room for growth. Thank you for watching.